My name is Kalani Michelle, and I'm here with Christian Sadler, Nick Ferrari, and Brennan Durka, and we're all part of the PREIshare marketing and media team. And we are here to discuss what it looks like for us in 2023 in terms of building an omnipresent national brand. We've been working on PREIshare since, some of the partners have been working on it since December of 2021. I've been on board since February of 2022, and we've been doing a lot of great things. And we've been creating a ton of content on, is it 5 or 6 platforms now, Brennan and Nick?
Yeah, we're on 6 platforms now.
Yeah, so 6 platforms, pumping out a ton of content. Christian and I co-host the Fundication Show, which is our national show, where we interview sponsors, we interview investors, accredited investors, other industry leaders. And what we're really doing with that show is we're bringing value to the syndication space. And whether it's, educational content, informational content, some of it is just some fun content so we can all laugh in terms of some bloopers that we have. And so, yeah, we really just wanted to come on here and tell you guys what's in store for 2023 for us in terms of, creating content that really facilitates our ability to build on an omnipresent national brand. So, Christian, I'm going to toss it over to you for just a second.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually here in the studio, and where I'm sitting right now is kind of the sound room. So I can kind of give you guys some idea. If you guys can see the studio behind me, that's where that big window right there is where Nick will be looking through. That will kind of be the foyer window, and then that's the door. And we've got another viewing window over there. So I'll take you through the studio here in a minute. But what it really comes down to is what we're finding is we're putting out a lot of content, and we're working towards the engagement, but there's a lot of things happening behind the scene. And when I'm talking to different sponsors and real estate investors in my network and outside of my network, some guys that I've known about for a long time, but I haven't necessarily known, when I get on the phone with them, they're saying, hey, I've been watching what you guys are doing. I've been meaning to reach out. It's really cool what you guys are doing for the industry. And so I'm grateful to be a part of it. First of all, that's a big thing. We have some, I kind of love that term of, standing on the shoulders of giants. And we have some giants of the industry, at least from my perspective, that we get to work with. Michael Anderson, Kent Anderson, Brad Jacobson, as far as, our legal counsel and, some of the analysts and these guys have done literally billions and billions of dollars of syndicated real estate transactions. And we're basically helping them leave their legacy on the industry. These guys have been doing this for longer than I've been alive, literally longer than I've been alive. They've been syndicating, large real estate transactions. And it's fun that they brought us, they compiled us and many others to build this thing out and to really make this thing happen. And so it's been fun with each of you that are on the line here with me, to work together on a lot of this media stuff. And so I've been starting to talk to a lot of sponsors, real estate sponsors that are putting together syndications. And a lot of them I've been introducing to Mike and, helping them get more connected. And what we're doing is with this content, we're then now in the place where we can start using our list of accredited investors, over 40,000 accredited investors that we are going to be mailing to. That's email, not old school mail. We are going to be mailing out as these shows go live and the different content. And the fun part about this, I thought this was a really cool experience, is we just had Jordan Lee on live just like this, using this Restream platform, which allows us to go out in many different directions on many different channels. So we had Jordan Lee on here, and we were just talking about some of the things that he's doing right now in syndications. And I had somebody reach out to me and said, hey, I've raised over $500,000 that I was going to put into fix and flip real estate. And now that the market has shifted, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. Can you introduce me to that Jordan guy? And so I just realized, we're going to be able to help so many investors build their list and connect with investors. And so that's kind of what we're in creation of, right? In what this is all about. PREIshare wants to be an advocate and an ally to the sponsor of syndicated real estate investments and to the passive investor inside of real estate inside of syndications. And so we kind of have a two-pronged approach, because usually those two parties, even though they're in alignment, they're usually only thinking about their side of it, right? The sponsors are thinking about, how do I raise funds for this next upcoming transaction? And how do I make sure that I do the not the minimum, but how do I make sure that I do what's necessary to fulfill my obligations there? And then how do I get the next deal in the pipeline? Because usually if you're a real estate sponsor, you need to build up a pipeline of assets under management to get yourself into a really strong position. And so what we get to do is we get to help facilitate the conversations of back and forth of what's working, what's not working, and what can be done better in the marketplace. And in conjunction with that, raising a fund and deploying those funds to really help offset some of the challenges that come with real estate syndications. So I guess before I take you guys around the studio, Brennan, I'd love for you to share a little bit. You're kind of the behind the scenes managing all of our different platforms. I'd love for you to share what platforms we're on. If you're in a position to do so, share the links, because we are building content, and a lot of it is in conjunction, but there's content that's specific to each platform. And I would just suggest if you guys are watching this, go connect with us on all the different platforms that we're on. So Brennan, talk about what platforms we're on, talk about some of the stuff that you have already on the calendar, and some of the stuff we plan on bringing.
Yeah. So like Christian said, we are on platforms right now. We are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on, and of course, let's see,
TikTok.
That was the last one I was forgetting. Yeah, we're with all the kids on TikTok. Yeah, so some are going to be putting out lots of stitches, lots of reviewing what other people are seeing, providing our own analysis, providing things that we're seeing in the market as well. PREIshare, as a real estate investor himself, and our own provide insights to things that we see. Just connect with the community and be able to raise awareness around things that things that people aren't able to really identify because they don't know where to look. Really, we want to either hub for real estate knowledge and information. So it's going to be a great year.
Oh, Brennan, I think you were lagging. Christian, was Brennan lagging for you too?
Yeah, I was wondering if that was on my end or his end. So, Brennan, we didn't catch a lot of what you said, but I think everybody that was listening got the gist of it. So
yeah. And so for those of you that are watching right now, would love for you to comment where you're watching from. What city and state are you watching from? Are you watching the live video of this? Are you watching the replay? Let us know in the comments below. And so just to piggyback off of what Brennan was saying, social media is a free marketing tool, right? Maybe creating content might not be free. It's definitely not for us, but social media itself is a free marketing tool. And we really are utilizing that to build our brand, whether that's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, and other platforms. And the great part about it is with what we're doing with PREIshare, we're raising the standard for syndicated real estate investments. And Christian talked about this just a minute ago, is there between the two parties, whether it's, syndicators and sponsors, the individual or individuals that run the syndication, and the accredited investor or investors, right? There's oftentimes lack of communication, lack of transparency, lack of, the delivery of K1s in time and things like that. So we're really looking to help both parties build stronger relationships, give exposure from one party to the other, to each other. And that's the great part of what we're doing. And Nick is on here right now. And Nick, would love for you to chime in here in just a second and talk about what it looks like from your perspective in terms of all the content that we're creating. For me, myself, I play more of an operations kind of marketing strategy position here at PREIshare, and Christian and I also co-host the Fundication show. And so with that, when we're building the brand, we're looking at okay, well, what content's popular in this space right now? What content is being searched most? What content do we see is most educational and beneficial for both parties? And there's a couple other strategies that we're implementing too with that, but we're really looking at what can we create to bring the most value to sponsors and investors. And Brennan has done a great job in terms of really executing that content and posting it all over social media multiple times a day. But and we wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for Nick. Nick produces our Fundication show, all of our episodes, all of our content on social media. I mean, Nick, you're a content machine. And so would love for you to, talk to our audience right now and tell them a little bit, like, what does a day in the life look like for you, or a week in the life for you in terms of creating all this content? I mean, we're filming episodes, you're getting small pieces of content like reels and shorts, you're getting other pieces of content with Christian. I mean, you're with Mike, who is kind of the brainchild behind PREIshare and our advisor. He's done over $6 billion in real estate transactions, has managed over $1 billion in assets under management. And so Nick just went and filmed some content with him. I think it was yesterday. And so Nick, like, what does a day in the life or even a week in the life look like for you in terms of creating the amount of content that we have been creating to have the exposure that we've had across the nation so far?
That's a great question. For me, and the people that are on this call and anybody that knows me, brand is king. I believe, not more. I let the marketing market, but marketing team, I am more focused on brand building. And there's the medium that I am, my background in video. I feel like I'm lucky to be in the position I'm at because I can offer and help, like ours, get to the exposure that is needed to cut through all the noise platforms. So no matter how many platforms we're on, Brendan, we're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. In my mind, it's never enough. And so I'm always pushing this team to be like, I don't know how many times I've been like, all right, I'm coming, let's go shoot. And that was the really big push, and is to get some of these gems that are on my work desk right now to post, because it's really magic what he has experienced the past in the industry, over 30 years in the industry. So to share that and to be in that arena and then be a tool and a resource for our community as we build our communities, both of the passive investors and non-accredited investors, I think it's very valuable. And I'm someone that almost always feels behind on content, and but I'm also, like Kalani said, I'm trying to work around the clock to get the be done. We're really filming a lot of this similar and same messaging, and to cut through the noise and get it out there, just repetitive. So one cool thing about landing on the PREIshare's YouTube is you get, and this here at the studio with Christian today, it's the whole purpose for the studio is to give a platform to do what for the accredited investors, for the sponsors, for the people that are out there. And that's really to push them, to give this platform something that offers. And we're hearing back from them that it's very powerful, that it's them and very valuable. And we've got a long list of people that want to be on the show. So the studio is completed, and we're ready to kind of book them on. And let me show you. So you're going to walk through a little bit too. You may pick up some stuff that I don't get, but I work that we have ever built in Salt Lake City. And as I turn the camera around, you're going to see kind of where we're at. We're about halfway through this thing, but we're getting the flooring. And that's exciting because the more we can control the sound, everything in the sound. And for me, as producing the show, it's going to be amazing. But we'll have a news desk here. We'll have the camera set up, and it'll be Oh, there's another camera right there. So back here is pretty messy happening. But we'll be controlling everything in here at essentially my desk, and this is, Watson and maybe Steven, some of our helpers. That's it. I mean, there's going to be more to the green room, but I won't show you that because we do have a green room coming with a place to really cater and invite our guests to be a part of this. So it's more than just a show. It's going to be a complete experience in my mind.
Yeah. I think we're all excited for that studio to be done. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's almost here.
Yeah, so I want to just recognize some of the people online. It doesn't give me the name of everybody, but somebody talked about working remote in real estate. That's what I love about real estate, is being able to look remote. Somebody also said we're all looking fly today, so thank you for that. Always good to have you guys chime in. We also had a Facebook user that is somewhere in Nevada but headed to a big event in Tahoe. So welcome with us. And then Scott Snyder gave me the name there, tuned in from Dallas to watch Kalani Michelle shine. So very cool. And welcome everybody. So we've got a lot of things coming. And here's the big thing is, yes, you're going to see, like Nick said, the same thing said in different ways from multiple people. But we also want to make sure that we're going out there and we're getting content that is relevant to you guys as our viewers. And so what I would love for you guys to do, if you're watching this live or if you're watching the recording of it, is chime into the comments. What would you like to see us speak about in the syndicated real estate space, in the commercial real estate space? What are the topics that are most interesting to you? And who are some of the experts that you would love us to have on the show? You know, there's a lot of big name experts out there, but there's a lot of these guys that are big in their own realm, but we may not even know who they are. And we would love those introductions so that we can bring them onto the show, or even just onto lives like this. I think that this platform, Restream, is going to be very powerful for us to connect with people in different sectors, different areas, and have them talk about what is working and what's not working in the market. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll let Kalani end this thing, but just please put into the comments the stuff that you guys want to see and the people that you would love for us to interview with PREIshare.
Yeah, thanks, Christian and Brennan and Nick too. It looks like he may have hopped off already. Yeah, so for those of you that are watching the live video right now, or even the replay, would love to know, what additional content can we bring? Can we film? Can we record? Can we create to bring value to the syndication space or commercial real estate industry in general? We're kind of switching up our content strategy a little bit this month, just for fun, marketing. It's all about testing and seeing what works. And so that's kind of what we're doing. And we're going to be filming some shows in the studio, fingers crossed, in the next couple of weeks. And then from there, we're also going to be filming some other kind of content. So whatever we can do to bring value to the commercial real estate industry, we would love to know. And again, we filmed the Fundication show. We are scheduling guests for the next couple of months. A lot of times, again, we're interviewing syndicators or sponsors, along with accredited investors and even investors that are non-accredited and other industry leaders. So if you yourself think that you'd be a good fit for our show, would love for you to reach out to us at info@PREIshare.com, or send one of us a message to Christian or myself. You can send either of us a message, and we'd be happy to get you in touch with the PREIshare team and let you know how we can get you on the show. And if you know someone that may be a good fit for the show, that, like, say it's a sponsor that is doing great things, has great integrity, great character. There we go. Great performance with their investments, and they work well with their investors, and they're doing all the great things that investors should be doing. And if you want to, or that sponsors should be doing, if you want to watch another video that we have that talks about some of the ways that we are professionally reviewing our sponsors and what it really takes to be a good sponsor, you can go to our YouTube channel. And Brennan put that in there. It's youtube.com/Brennan. Is it at PREIshare or /PREIshare?
It is at PREIshare.
Okay, at PREIshare, perfect. And we have a video on there that Christian and myself and Brennan and Mike had filmed, and so you're welcome to watch that. But yeah, if you yourself think that you'd be a good fit for our show, reach out to us, info@preishare.com. If you know someone who'd be a good fit for the Fundication show, again, reach out to us again. And as always, Christian and I go live every week. The times vary, sometimes the days vary, but we're on here bringing value to everyone in this industry, and we're happy to serve where we can. And with that, okay, over to you,
Lonnie,
Christian.
I know you're about to sign off here, but a good friend of mine, Jeremy, just put a comment in here.
Okay.
And so he gave us a couple of ideas. We can definitely go down that route of talking about some of those strategies. Also, we are considering doing some live events. They will probably be very small and elite because we're going to be bringing different industry leaders and things in, and we'll be filming those. And so we don't want to do anything crazy huge right at the moment. We don't plan on doing like a real estate convention or anything. But on a smaller scale, if you guys would like to be included on some of those live events, you'd like to be either an audience member or a guest speaker, reach out to us for that as well.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Christian. And everybody, thanks for tuning in for another weekly episode of our PREIshare and the Fundication show. And